Listen, I'm a little sick and tired of all these NFL teams trying to copy the Packers' success. We're the only team that's supposed to fire a coach with only about 5 games left, and now the Panthers are jumping on it with Ron Rivera. Bunch of damn copycats, if you ask me. Grossi Posse Packer Nation. Welcome to an episode of Packcast, where the podcast where you don't have to be a Packers fan, but it sure does help. I am Tom. I can't believe we got Matt LaFleur, the sexiest head coach in the NFL, Grossi. And yeah, it ain't Black Monday, but it's a terrible Tuesday for Ron Rivera and the Panthers. The Panthers, after losing to the Redskins this past Sunday, yeah, that's about enough to get anybody fired. But the question that's going to come with Carolina is, was Ron Rivera the problem? Obviously, they have a backup QB who has been in and was serviceable for a while, is starting to make some big mistakes. You don't have Cam Newton in. You have Christian McCaffrey doing everything, and you got all the holes in the defense. You look like Swiss cheese, and not the Packers kind. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see where Ron Rivera ends up. I've already gotten messages of, do you think he's going to be defensive coordinator? I think he's going to be a head coach next year, so I don't really think that he's going to take anything less, but who knows? I've been wrong before. So let's go through each game in the NFL during Week 13. We obviously had 3 games on Turkey Day. Go vegan. The Bears coming off a close win with the Lions, 24-20. Trubisky had a pretty good day, 29 for 38, 338 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. But it really, the game really centered around David Blau, the freaking backup for the Detroit Lions, who had himself a day. Definitely did not look like a guy who had never started a game before, but here he was. He kept the Lions in it for quite some time, and you know, listen, we knew this game, it was more entertaining than I thought it would be, but both of these teams are going absolutely nowhere. I know technically the Bears still have a shot at the North, but you know it, I know it, the Bears know, everyone knows it, they're not going anywhere. But hey, you know, if you don't like Matt Nagy, I heard Ron Rivera's available. Then moving on to the Bills versus the Cowboys. The Bills smacking the Cowboys right on the buttocks, 26-15. They dominated the Cowboys. They could not get a thing going against them. And a lot of people are now having their eyes open to the Bills going, are they for real? Well, they'll have an opportunity to prove that next week when they face off against the Ravens. Yeah, that's a pretty steep test. But, you know, the Bills right now, it looks like they're definitely going to be getting the playoff spot. And who knows, they may be able to compete within their division considering how poorly the Patriots are doing. So this was a good day. This is always a good Thanksgiving when you know that the Cowboys are getting smacked around on prime time. Then you had the Saints beating the Falcons 26-18. 3 onside kicks. 3. We barely see any all season. And the Falcons kicker's just like, hold my beer. And does it 3 times. One gets called back. He just does it again. It was crazy. They almost pulled off the comeback, but Drew Brees and the Saints able to capitalize, come away with the win, avenging their loss from earlier this season and wrapping up the NFC South. So, Saints, you got it done. Then you had the Titans beating up on the Colts 31-17. Derrick Henry was a monster. You know, they could make a playoff push, and embarrassing the Colts. Brissett, you know, really didn't look good. Hasn't looked good for a few games now. But yeah, the Titans, you know, Ryan Tannehill is playing pretty well for them, and who knows, maybe they'll get that wild card berth. I mean, I don't think they'll do anything with it, but hey, that's fine. Then you had a potential Super Bowl preview in the 49ers and the Ravens. The Ravens winning by 3 points with Justin Tucker sinking the game-winning field goal at the end. And again, this felt like a playoff game. This felt like 2 very evenly matched teams just going at it, and it was a great game to catch. And I think that the 49ers again have proven time and time again now that they're a legitimate team. They'll have to prove it again next week against the Saints, which, you know, at this point, which loss benefits? I think the 49ers losing will benefit the Packers more. So I'm hoping they lose next week too. But this is a good start because I'm still bitter about Sunday night. Then you had the Bengals. They did it. They did it, everybody. Andy Dalton, you ginger son of a gun, came back and beat the, oh, it's just the Jets. But you won a game, 22-6. Dalton with 1 TD had 243 yards. Yeah, you did it, guys. I mean, it doesn't help for the tanking thing, but you did it. And the Giants are just sitting there licking their lips like, maybe I'm going to get that #1 pick. But you know what, Bengals? You pulled off a win without A.J. Green, who, again, I am starting the theory that he has just been healthy this entire season and just doesn't want to come back and play for this organization. But, yeah, good on you, Bengals. Good on you. Jets, you disgust me. When Le'Veon Bell only gets 35 yards on the ground against the Bengals, not a good look. Then you had the rematch of the century, the Browns versus the Steelers. Was anyone going to get hit with a foreign object? Nope, it was just the Browns getting hit with reality that their team is garbage and they should need to get rid of Freddie Kitchens. Losing 20-13 against Devlin Hodges. Oh my God, talking about backup. Yeah, we don't even got Mason Rudolph anymore. And the Browns still lose. Remember all that hype? Remember it? Yeah, this is pretty much going to signify the end of the Browns potentially making a playoff run. But nice job, Browns. Been nice knowing you. Let's see if you make any personnel changes. Considering that Odell Beckham is not even doing anything on your team right now. Who knows? Maybe you'll wind up trading him before the draft. We'll see. Then you had the... Oh, just like everyone predicted, the Bengals winning, the Steelers winning with their backup, the Redskins winning, and of course the Dolphins beating the Eagles 37-31. Fitzmagic was magical, and I love how we've just gotten to the point where the Dolphins just don't care anymore. They're just like, let's just call crazy-ass plays and see if they work. You know that Brian Flores is just like smoking copious amounts of marijuana. It's just like, yo, man, what if... Yo, what if we set up this play where, like, everyone's lined up on the left side, and we just throw, like, a no-look pass into the end zone, and it worked! This is so embarrassing for the Eagles. So while, yes, the Cowboys losing is fun, the Cowboys had to look at this and be like, at least we're not them. So good job, Dolphins. Again, doesn't help for the tanking, but that was just fun to watch. I want to see them just, like, do crazy-ass crap every single week at this point. Then you had the Redskins beating up on the Panthers 29-21, which is so bad it got Ron Rivera fired. Geis and AP, man, they killed it with that run game, and I'm a little bit of afraid of it next week. I'm not going to lie, but the Panthers, man, what a disappointing season thus far, and what a waste of Christian McCaffrey for this season, who's like, guys, literally, I'm the only one doing anything on this team right now. Hello? But yeah, it's going to be see how that team is going to play for the rest of the season, because basically this has just sealed their fate, that they have no shot at the playoffs. And now with the firing of Ron Rivera, I can't imagine Carolina is going to get too many fans to come out to their games. Then we already talked about the Packers and the Giants in a separate video, but the Packers able to come away with the win. Still need to get Aaron Jones involved. Alan Lazard is good. Defense struggled at times, but Kevin King, oh God, so inconsistent. But a win is a win, my friends, and we are sitting pretty. But if you want to see a more in-depth breakdown, you can go check out the video I put out on Sunday. Then you had the Buccaneers beating up on the Jaguars 28-11. Nick Foles, man, got benched and brought back Minshew Mania, which is just ugly. Ugly for that entire organization. Obviously, Fournette has been garbage this year. The Jaguars have not performed well. Minshew obviously was like their saving grace this year. Then his play started to decline. But Foles, after you just paid him godly amounts of money, obviously he could just only win Super Bowls. You know, he just needs to be put in there like the last second. But yeah, tough break for the Jaguars. And the Buccaneers, I mean, you know, you won. Your defense still sucks, though. Then you had the Rams beating up on the Cardinals. Oh, there's Jared Goff throwing for over 420 yards. That's so nice, Rams. Now just do it against a good team. Yeah, the Rams are a long shot to make the playoffs in the NFC, considering how packed it is. But, you know, it's nice to give them hope. Yeah, Super Bowl hangover sucks, man. Then, speaking of blowouts, you had the Chiefs blowing out the Raiders 40-9. Yeah, that was blowout city there. Raiders, man, what the hell is going on? Like, what is happening? The Jets, the Chiefs, I mean, the Chiefs I understand, but the Jets? I mean, the Raiders, when we were talking about them being potential playoff teams, that has just gone away in a hurry. And considering that they don't really have a lot of tiebreakers over anybody, yep, this pretty much sealed the Raiders' fate for this season. The Chiefs, nice job. Then you had the Chargers losing to the Broncos because, of course, they're always going to find unique ways to lose. And this was coming in with the caveat that they were like, oh yeah, we might bench Phillip Rivers considering how much of a garbage QB he has been lately. He wasn't garbaged on Sunday, but Drew Lock was the QB everyone was talking about. 134 yards, 2 TDs, and 1 interception. First start, first win. Pretty good for the Broncos. I would be pretty happy about that. Let's see what the kid's got for the rest of the year. Chargers, I don't even know where you go from here now, but it ain't into the playoffs. Then we already talked about the Sunday night game where the Texans beating the Patriots 28-22. Again, not really a close game. Watson had an incredible game. The defense was able to get after Tom Brady, who had some time, but also was getting hurried a lot on the majority of the plays and just didn't look accurate, throwing picks, and also didn't have a lot of receivers to throw to. So the Texans sneaking in there, and even though they're getting blown out by teams by like the Ravens here, watch out, Patriots. I mean, you still got 2 tough games left against the Chiefs and then the Bills, so you got to worry about your division right now, but I'm not ready to write off the Patriots just yet. Then, of course, you had the Seahawks in the Monday night game knocking off the Vikings 37-30. Was a close game, was a good game. The Seahawks started to run away with it a little bit later, and then Kirk Cousins managed to get a comeback. But you can't really blame Kirk Cousins for this loss here. That was the defense. The defense was just horrid for the Vikings. And there are definitely holes and problems with the Seahawks defense, but yeah, I just hope the Packers are able to take advantage of those holes when we play in Week 16. But right now, the path is clear for the Packers to take the division, which is just glorious. But let me know what you thought about all the Week 13 games down in the comments below. What was your favorite game of the week as we roll on to Week 14? You can always find me at TomGrossiComedy.com or at TomGrossiComedy on all social media. See down below. Check out podcasts on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play Music, Spotify, and of course YouTube. And a big shout out and thank you to all the Patreons over at patreon.com/TomGrossiComedy. But thank you so much for watching. I'm Tom Grossi. And as always, go Pack, go!